Hello and welcome to episode 2 of Dear Eric Min. Roll the intro. Wow, it's the worst time to film a vlog. It's the middle of the day, sun's right above me, and it is the worst lighting, so let's just roll with it because this is the only time I've got a chance to take Ethan for a walk, really. He'll be, hopefully goes to sleep by the end of this walk. And then later on I'll be doing the tiny races when he wakes up again. So today's video we'll be talking about number 2 on my list. It's going to be controversial, I know, because it's about heart rate. I don't think heart rate is necessary anymore and a requirement to racing on Zwift. It's an archaic form of measurement to stop people from cheating. I know people are going to be saying that heart rate's a great measurement because you can look at someone's history and see what their heart rate is to see if they're cheating. But I'd argue that that's not exactly true, because if you look at my races where I used to be a cat rider or even A plus rider and my heart rate compared to the races I do now in C cat, and there's not much difference between the heart rate, because the harder efforts my heart rate goes up, the easier effort my heart rate goes down, but it doesn't relate to power. It just relates to effort. But when I was in ACAT, the effort was the same as in CCAT. And then, point 2, when was the last time anyone was ever kicked from a race because they had heart rate data that showed that they were cheating? Like, anyone can tell me when that's going to happen. Obviously, might have happened and it was kept quiet because of privacy reasons, but I don't know of a single circumstance where someone has been proven to be cheating by their heart rate. It's impossible to tell. Like, I've done races, and many other people have done races, where your connection dropped. Your heart rate meter wasn't reading properly during the race. And that never affected the results. Okay, fair enough, I was never in a race that the results really matter that much, but many other people have. And so I'd argue that no one has ever been disqualified because of their heart rate. Now, sure enough, people will get disqualified because they don't have a heart rate, but that's just simply because it's equipment reasons. It's like being banned because you're not running a dual recording. Doesn't mean you're cheating, it just means you're just not running heart rate. So the reason why I think we should stop with this mandatory heart rate business for races is because it adds an extra bar to competition. And I'm not saying this because of the fact that my Polar H10 is finally, since 2018, been running a good show, finally showing signs that it probably needs to be replaced. I'm saying this because it's a barrier of entry. Like, what's the point of having to spend, I mean, even if it's only the cheap ones, the $40 ones, what's the point of having to spend money and then have to worry about pairing it, getting it paired, making sure it's still paired when you enter a pen, when it makes no difference? This was a hangover. Anyway, the measure was put in place back when people didn't really have smart trainers, back when everyone was running dumb trainers and using power meters. And so having heart rate data just added to the validity of the efforts. But that's no longer the case. This is not pre-COVID. This is 2025, where almost every single person has a smart trainer. And if they don't have a smart trainer, they've at least got power meters. No one's running Z-Power. You can't race in a race anymore with Z-Power. So, well, except for the group rides, but who cares about group rides? Anyway, so that's my gripe for today as I've been wandering around the sandpit of Windy Hill, the Essendon Football Club here. We don't need power meters anymore. Let's just get rid of it. Make the barrier of entry a lot smaller, and also it just makes it a lot easier to enter races. The amount of times that I have to worry about where my heart rate strap is, where my pod is. Some people probably even have backup heart rate power meters now. So that's over and done with. Ethan's getting cranky. It's okay. It's okay. It's enough of me talking about heart rate. Oh, you're picking your nose again, eh? You're getting hungry. You want more biscuit? Yeah? Clap, clap. If you're happy and you know it, clap your hands. If you're happy and you know it, clap your hands. What about a high five? High five? High five. Yeah, we want to go and look for some dogs. First of all, we'll try and take some, well actually there's not really any pictures of dogs here. We'll try and find a dog on the oval. We'll see if we can get slow motion footage of a dog. Hopefully the sound's a lot better today because the video is not going to be as good. Ethan, let's go find some dogs. So there's literally just one dog and a guy with a shirt off, so maybe we'll appeal to the women viewers. Speaking of which, I better let this up for you so you can see the dog. 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 The dog's doing a poo on the field. Alright, see if we can get some footage and photos of it. With a good camera. Got the good camera out. Should be filming with this camera, but iPhone will do. That wasn't that many dogs at the park. There was one dog doing a poop on the ground. Oh, Ethan, I'll get you a biscuit. Should I get you a biscuit? You okay? It might be okay for now. A couple of footballers. Took some videos and photos. All right, Ethan, we'll get some biscuit. There you go. Here's a biscuit. There you go. Yeah, I'll get you some water soon. They're pretty cool guys. They actually were keen to get some of the photos and videos and wanted to know about my YouTube channel. Hopefully they don't look it up. But I got the email and I'll send a couple of the shots over for their Instagram, as I said. Now it is stinking hot. It's 10 degrees warmer than it usually is here. So it's starting to warm up for springtime. I think 26 degrees is the maximum out here. So heading to 7-Eleven, not for a meat pie and a coffee this time, but for a Slurpee or slushy, or whichever one they sell here. I always get confused. Just walking past my future garden, future premises. As a few of you noted in the last video, it's a nice neighbourhood, this area. In Moonee Ponds sort of region. For those who don't know, well, for those who have parents of the older generation, well, of course your parents are the older generation. I'm just getting distracted by a helicopter flying to Essendon Airfield. There was a performer from Australia who was actually much more famous in England than they were in Australia, I think. Dame Edna Everage is the character's name. I think it's Barry Humphries was the actor. Anyway, so for many years he would have a TV show pretty much based in England, variety talk show or something. I don't know, I'm way too young to remember. but Moonee Ponds was a fictional character's location. I'm never quite sure why they chose Barry Humphries chose Moonee Ponds. I think it was just because it's a nondescript part of Melbourne. It's actually got a bit of history behind it, because it was where Burke and Wills set off to head to the northern Australia. Those that don't know, Burke and Wills were the idiotic Europeans, the first to walk from the very south of Australia to the very north of Australia, and then died on their return because they were idiots that didn't take advice from who they should have taken advice. They didn't have the right experience. I don't even know why they were chosen. The theory is now, this is a bit of a dangerous crossing, this. Got to stop halfway. Thank you. The theory is that well, the society that chose them not because of their skills. Here comes a tram. So yeah, this is my part of Essendon. There's a few people who follow my channel who are from Melbourne. Oh, we've got a bit of a pram situation here as we go past this ginormous house. It is Melbourne, so there is actually much bigger houses than this, but it is a bit of a behemoth on the corner here. 7-Eleven's just down the road. We've got a pram situation. So check in after we get our slushies, hopefully. I'm not sure what we'll get, Ethan. He usually just likes being in the shop for some reason. Super. Yeah. Yeah. You only get water. You don't get Slurpees. No Slurpee for you yet. Oh, this is probably the worst shot of our times. Got to get the camera a bit closer because my cable to my lav mic's up very far. Well, I'm messing this up completely. Try and get at least a bit of... Here we go. Some flowers here. Maybe. Nope. Alright, is that a bit better? Or is it still the worst shot of our times? Don't blame me. It's the sunlight, I tell you. It's all about the light. But yeah, it's also about the selfie stick and the very small lav mic cord. So, got my... I need a... Oh no, the lid's come off. Oh well, don't worry about that. The lid's off, but I got my Slurpee. It is called a Slurpee here, not a slushie. And then I've got to put it back down because I've got no cup holder on this pram. Ethan? Yeah. It's very dangerous because my Slurpee's sitting on top of my camera. So I've got some slow motion shots, maybe, of that daisy patch. I'm a sucker for B footage shot in slow motion. I didn't use my good camera because I've got the zoom lens. The zoom lens is probably not the best thing for slow motion macro shots. That's a nice thing. Let's get that in there. Alright, getting all caught up. Some nice flowers. Is that like not the best shot in the world? See if it focus on the flower. There you go. Oh, getting all caught up. Is that still plugged in? We'll just say it is. If it isn't, doesn't matter. It won't make the edit and you won't even know. Alright, so I'm heading back home. Get out of this sun before I get burnt to a crisp. I got sunscreen on for the first time this year, and of course I got my hat. I need to get myself some new contacts so I can start wearing my sunnies again. Ethan, he's not asleep, but he's getting there. So I won't bring him into this like and subscribe part of the video, but you know what to do. If you want to subscribe, you can. If you don't want to subscribe, you don't have to. If you want to comment, you can. If you don't want to comment, you don't have to. And if you want to comment about how this is an absolute rubbish idea, we all need heart rate to race, do so. I'd like to hear the counter arguments for it, because, you know, I feel like I'm right. I feel like it's unnecessary part of Zut racing in 2025. We don't need heart rate data. I made my points, no use to repeating it, which I do a lot. The amount of times I edit videos where I'm like, I've said that 10 times. Surely if I can cut that down to about 8 times, it'll be a much better video. My glasses are falling off. Alright, so I've got to get home and then organise. I'll be doing another tiny races tonight, so I've got to get all that set up. I've given up. Well, for the moment, I've returned back to the green screen as all the trams that rudely interrupt me. It's always a weird intersection, this one. Some knobheads just cut through there late at night, doing about 100 kilometres an hour through there. I'm not a policeman, but sometimes I wish I was that time. Yeah, so return to my green screen because it's the easiest to set up. But yeah, I'm not completely giving up the idea of no green screen streams, but it makes it easier. The only problem is, I think I remember the reason why I stopped doing green screens is because we're coming up to daylight savings here in Australia. The sun doesn't go down until 9 o'clock, and I used to race before the sun went down, which really messed with my green screen setup. It was very difficult to block. Try and knock these people's head off when I walk past with my camera. As another tram rudely goes past. Yeah, so it's coming back to summertime. Daylight savings starts tomorrow in Australia. Northern Hemisphere, you lose daylight savings, I think, in another 2 weeks' time or so. Which actually does make a big difference on Zwift. A lot more riders for us Australians to race against, but it gets a lot hotter for us Australians. I'm not looking forward to racing in the garage with 34 degree temperature again. I walked through here the other day. Bloody knobhead. I probably shouldn't say that. A very inconsiderate driver went straight through the red light as we were crossing. Lucky I was watching. They weren't watching. And they realised as they went over those lines, they slammed the brakes on. But I mean, at that point, what are you going to do? Slam the brakes on, slowed up over here somewhere. I could see them go, oh shit, as they did it. But by then, it's too late. If Ethan and I hadn't been paying attention, we would not be doing this vlog, and you guys wouldn't have to suffer through it. Anyway, should I make a fool of myself and walk through this cafe carrying the selfie stick? Let's do it. Let's just own. As I was saying, let's just do it. Let's just own it. I pulled the wire out of the lav mic. Make sure the lav mic's not pulling my t-shirt up, showing my stomach. But I won't talk. I'll just walk through here and just show the atmosphere of this corner. This gate's still not fixed. It fell off a few weeks ago. There's a doggy, Ethan. Dog. This used to be the pizza place, but got trashed by vandals or something. Yeah, got trashed by vandals 6 months ago. Absolutely ruined the place. I suspect it had something to do with underworld connections and loan payments. Speaking of underworld connections, there's one of those cigarette shops across the street. Anyway, I'm just about back to the end of the walk. So, catch you all later. Peace out.
四百隻雞雞，谷谷谷，是何解？